maintenance requirements are pretty intensive, and I don't know if long-term this is the way to solve these needs that we've got. And so again, it becomes a research question. Hopefully we'll find a college, university in West Virginia that will do some of this.
When you have multiple homes on the system, is the cost per home cheaper?
The cost per home was cheaper, yes. Yeah.
And your results seem to be better?
They seem to be fine. The only problem at this point is that the state DEP is a little skittish about putting two homes on one system. They would rather have each home have its individual unit. So of course that ups the pricing.
Of course, if the alternative wasn't even worked on, you know,
that's right.
So it kind of comes down to that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the reason why we didn't double up two homes on one system?
On the new project, that's right. On the EPA project, we did. We had one instance, that was the one at Farrell and Pauley's, where it wasn't working right. I'm not sure it was because it was two homes. It might have been. I think there were some other factors that went into that. We couldn't ever prove to the point where everybody agreed what was the real cause for that. But in the other instances, it seems like all the other places where we have two, they're all working fine. But the ARRA project is all single systems per home. And then the last piece of paper, we thought the other thing that might be good is to just do a project impact where we just sort of did some stats about the project. And you'll see some of the things on there. This is all the EPA project. We ended up putting 40 systems in 40 different homes. 78% of those people were low income. We had 74 different community meetings during the time period when the project was going on. We're still continue to have community meetings, but we're not claiming them for the EPA project. And community members put in over 3,000 hours of their time toward the project. 29 West Virginia sanitarians and wastewater installers attended one or more of the trainings we did. We had lots of reports and lots of presentations, and I think the other big impact was that we were able to get the stimulus money to be able to put 19 more homes in with an extra $719,000. So I think those are all real positive things that have come out of this project that we weren't exactly sure what we were doing, and some people may say we're still not real sure, but I think we're more confident and more sure than when we started.
EPA project, we've never thought about getting stimulus money
No.
continue for a new project.
So my hope is that that the final report, we're still waiting. WVU's rules, since they were part of the money chain on this thing, they have, their rules say they have 45 days from the end of the project to get their report to us. So I'm hopeful that they're going to take less than 45 days. I don't know. And then we have a total of 90 days to get the final report into the federal government. So my goal is to get it in before 90 days are out. But we'll see how long it takes to get the WVU. And I'll continue bringing you updates on the EPA project. And my thought is that what I would do would be, rather than print copies of the final report for everybody, I would just email it as an attachment, and then we have at least one final report that would go in the file.
You know, in your final analysis statement, this is a suggestion.
Sure.
I mean, it's not really usually, you know, you could say, you know, even though we have found that we can cause significant reduction in what we were trying to reduce, then go ahead.
Temper it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, then they're expensive, and they're temperamental and things like that, even though we did show a significant reduction in those call for them. In that way, when you're applying for more money, you know.
Yeah. Apply for more money.
Well,
He sounds just like the president of the commission.
The question is, you know, you look at the number of systems we're putting in versus the total number of homes in that area and things, and see what kind of impact, you know what I'm saying?
And then the whole county.
Like,
I mean, I guess ideally what would be great, and I don't know where the money is for this, is to find somebody who would design some of these untested systems that are cheaper, that have less maintenance costs. That
And I
would
think
be-
that's where the data we present, that you can do, you know, we need to look at a more cost-efficient system, one that
Exactly.
people can afford
Yeah.
and be able to
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah.
And the thing you want to do is try to target as many homes as you can to make sure that you
I mean, if we could put systems in for 6,000 instead of the new systems with the ARA are averaging 30,000. Of course, it's prevailing wage. But if
What do
we could-
people pay now, like 3,000 to 5,000 for a system right now, or something like
It
that?
depends what kind of a system they're putting in. I mean, more and more, because the state rules are so, restrictive on what you can put in, it's up in the price for people. So in Lincoln County, I think there are people who are just putting them in themselves and avoiding all the rules, which isn't good.
Instead of not having any at all, I guess.
Right.
Still, it's not
Right.
what we think.
Well, I'll take your good wishes to the Farm Bureau. Thank you, Judy, for getting me in. They grow up.
Thanks, man.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is just a brief update on the house problems cleanup Lincoln County, which most of you know that this is a kind of a pet project of mine that I've been doing for probably the last 5 or 6 years or longer. Where I go into the schools and talk to the elementary students about litter, helping us clean up Lincoln County. Mr. and Mrs. Sharp is Draconian also and help talk to them, and as well as Maureen Haldren, who is the director of the Solid Waste Authority. You know, it's amazing, you go in and you talk to different students every year, but they know who you are and that you're there to talk to them about helping clean up Lincoln County. And most of them know the laws of littering and everything. They know that they shouldn't be doing it, and they know that they're telling their moms and dads, and they appreciate all the little gifts we get, but they too are aggravated with litters. You know, and it's not getting there by just coming out of the air, it's by someone throwing it down. And you know, when I went to Midway, some of the kids and I were talking about the snow on the ground. We were so sick of the snow. But one kid spoke up and said, yes, but it covers up all the litter. And that is true. So, and I do encourage you all at any time to have pride and help us clean up Lincoln County.
Gotta keep moving, for sure.
Next thing on the agenda is the Route 10 Coalition meeting that was held on February the 18th.
The next meeting will be March the 18th at 2 o'clock here in Hammond. The last meeting was in Cabell County, and the projects are moving along. And sometimes you think, well, they're just talking about, but they really have got them designed, and we're going to see some things happening here in Lincoln County between now and middle of summer anyway, as far as turning lanes and new intersections, just trying to get the curve, Tony curve straightened out, and those kind of things. So seems to be moving, and of course the Cabell County part is moving forward too. It's going to be a lot of stuff happening down there, and then of course Chapmansville is going to be one of the latter ones that happens, but they're going to extend the turning lane to Chapmansville, town of Chapmansville, all the way from one end to the other. So it's going to be a major project, but it's going to help them up there. So this has been a 3-county program we started about 3 years ago, and just keep meeting and working. So anybody that wants to come and talk, their engineers usually with them when they come. So we'll be meeting here March the 18th at 2 o'clock. Somewhere, I don't know where yet, but somewhere.
We have to go over on the blue bill that we're getting ready to tear down.